Assalamu alaikum, peace and greetings upon you all. It is my pleasure to be able to offer you a warm welcome to the Muslim News Awards for Excellence 2015. My name is Zara Latif.
And I'm Yasser Darcy, and we're delighted to host this event tonight. Let's begin by honoring the Islamic tradition, with a recitation of the Quran. It gives me great pleasure to welcome on stage Ali Manji to recite Quran, and Amina Kurji, who will translate for us.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وقضى ربك ألا تعبدوا إلا إياه وقضى ربك ألا تعبدوا إلا إياه وبالوالدين إحسانا. إما يبلغن عندك الكبر أحدهما أو كلاهما فلا تقل لهما أف ولا تنهرهما وقل لهما قولا كريما. واخفض لهما جناح الذل من الرحمة وقل رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. واخفض لهما جناح الذل من الرحمة وقل رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. ربكم أعلم بما في نفوسكم ربكم أعلم بما في نفوسكم إن تكونوا صالحين فإنه كان للأوابين غفورا. وآت ذا القربى حقه والمسكين وابن السبيل وآت ذا القربى حقه والمسكين وابن السبيل ولا تبذر تبذيرا. صدق الله العلي العظيم.
The Quran we just heard is from chapter 17, entitled Bani Israel, verses 23 to 26. In the name of God, the kind, the merciful. Your Lord has commanded that you worship none but Him, and show kindness to parents. If either of them or both of them attain old age in your life, never say to them even so much as fie, nor chide them, but address them with kind words. And lower to them the wing of humility out of compassion. And say to them, O my Lord, have mercy on them, as they cherished me when I was little. Your Lord knows best what is in your hearts. If you do be righteous, then surely He is most forgiving to those who turn to Him in repentance. And give to the near of kin his due, and to the needy and the wayfarer. And do not squander your wealth wastefully. Salawat.
Thank you for that beautiful recitation and reflection, Ali and Amina. So welcome all to you again to the Muslim News Awards for Excellence. Tonight, it is a very special evening where we showcase the talent and recognize the unsung heroes amongst the British Muslim community and the wider community.
Tonight is also about you, the audience, and we really want you to get involved to make tonight's celebrations as special as possible. Now, we do live in the age of social media, so I'm sure you will be pleased to hear we do have a hashtag for tonight, hashtag Inspiring Muslims, so do get tweeting and Facebooking using that hashtag. Now, Yasser and I are here to navigate you through tonight's events, and we're hoping to finish off by 9 p.m. In order to get there on time, there are a few house rules. So in the event of emergency or fire, please do move towards the back of the room and follow the exits on the right or the left of it. Make a small prayer for us, because since we're up here, we'll be the last to leave. If you do need the loo, they are very close by to the exits to the ballroom, so feel free to go whenever you need to. In terms of photography, as you can see, we have not one but two official photographers who are going to be capturing the evening and all of you in all your glory, so do please refrain from photographing yourself. And finally from me, do please stay in your allocated seat. Seats are tied to your dietary requirements. I'm sure none of you want to miss your dinner or be the cause of somebody else missing theirs.
And look around the room, there are lots of smiley faces. You'll see the volunteers. They have green badges on. And talking about badges, please make sure you'll keep your badge with you at all times. If you leave the building and don't have your badge, you won't get back in and you'll miss us and the food, obviously. Just so you know, the food is all halal tonight and it will be hot, so no Jeremy Clarkson moments, please. Winners, could I ask you to please keep your speeches to just 1 minute long? We do have to get through a lot this evening. I'm going to ask you to please put your phones in silent mode, but please do hashtag Inspiring Muslims, get onto Twitter, and let's really promote this event this evening. Now, let's get on with the show. For your pleasure, we have some really wonderful artistic entertainment. The Indonesian Malay martial art, Pencak Silat. This is an Asian art based on warrior skills developed 1,000 years ago in the region of Malaysia, Indonesia, and Singapore. I could surely use those skills myself sometimes. The movements are fluid and harmonious, yet powerful. It's also about building inner strength and holistic in its approach. Please welcome on stage members of the Pencak Silat Federation UK.
That was pretty inspiring for me. The epitome of strong, fierce women, I felt. And men, of course.
Should I be scared, Sarah?
Well, I might be practicing some of those moves later. Anyway, we are honoured to have with us our chief guest, a man vying to be the next Prime Minister of our country. Since becoming an MP in 2005 for Doncaster North, he took on the leadership of his party, the Labour Party, in 2010. And tonight, he will be honouring us with his presence. The Right Honourable Ed Miliband.
But first, we will hear from the editor of the Muslim News, Mr. Ahmed Versi. Let me pause and reflect for a moment before he gets up. The Muslim News has been going for 26 years. I think that's a phenomenal achievement. It's come out every single month and not a single issue has been missed. And I think all due credit must go to Ahmed Versi for his vision and hard work. If I reflect on myself here, I don't look that old, but 20 years ago, I was sitting in the back of his pharmacy where he held down his full-time job whilst also establishing the Muslim News to be this powerful force, this voice for Muslims. And now we fast forward to 2015. And whilst I may have aged, he may be timeless, the Muslim News has grown from strength to strength, this fantastic celebration of all that's great and good in the Muslim community in Britain. So could you please give a huge warm round of applause to Mr. Ahmed Versi.
Leader of the Opposition, Lords, Ladies, distinguished guests, Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you all. Thank you all for making time to attend this, the 13th Muslim News Awards for Excellence event. I would like to begin by welcoming those individuals who have been nominated for an award tonight. I would also like to thank all our readers who took the time to nominate the men, women, children, initiatives and organizations whose endeavors and activities mark them out for recognition of excellence. As in previous years, we have been humbled by the quality and the quantity of entries for each category of award. With a huge focus on bad news stories when it comes to Islam and British Muslims, it is all the more important that we recognize those Muslims among us who are doing great things to transform the lives of their communities and society. We should honor and celebrate the exemplary work of the men, women and children present amongst us here tonight. And we should do so because their achievements are rarely highlighted as good news stories in our media. This award ceremony is one way to ensure their contributions are not marginalized or overlooked. Once more, the Muslim News Awards for Excellence has brought together people of all ages, backgrounds and disciplines from around the country as far as Scotland. Muslims of every generation are portrayed as the other and are challenged on their loyalty to the country and their commitment to the common good. Frequent surveys are done asking British Muslims about their loyalty to Britain, about terrorism, about their views on fundamental human rights, with a view of making them feel as fifth columnists. Only recently, a survey asked British Muslims about whether they felt a loyalty to Britain. But as Susan Moore in The Guardian put it, we never ask anyone else about their loyalty to Britain. Why are we asking British Muslims? Why indeed? Every survey done since 9/11 has shown that Muslims feel more British than other faith and non-faith groups. Muslims have higher level of confidence and trust in British institutions like the armed forces, the government, the judiciary, the police than non-Muslims. A Gallup poll published in April 2007 said Muslims are more likely to unequivocally condemn the use of violence to further a noble cause than non-Muslims. A survey of London Muslims found 81% believed such violence was completely unjustified compared to 72% of non-Muslims. But still, we are not satisfied with the results of numerous polls or the evidence before us in the form of British Muslim contributions to British life. We persist with misperceptions and misrepresentation of our Muslim minority. If this happened to any other community, we would see protests, riots, and social rupture. But British Muslims are taking all this in their stride, bearing their trials with patience and persisting in doing great things, large and small, that they do every day in communities across the country. I am proud to be British Muslim and to be associated with such a community. The thousands of nominations we have received for the award since 2000 shows there are many reasons to feel optimistic about the integrations of Muslims in British society, reasons that are often neglected by the media and politicians. The prism of security through which British Muslims are seen and engaged with distorts the reality of their magnificent contribution to our society. And it distorts the way in which we view the successes of British Muslim integration into the society. We hear a great deal about radicalization, but seldom about the radical things Muslims are doing to change society for the better, be it in academia, commerce and industry, science, sport, literature, and the arts. How do we square this circle of who British Muslims are and what they have achieved with policies that contribute to them feeling further alienated, further marginalized, and further excluded? We all look forward to seeing changes in policy should you become the Prime Minister later in May. But let us not forget the things you have done already that have made huge differences to the country, including British Muslims. Let us not forget your courage to stand up to the press barons who have caused untold misery to the people whose lives have been devastated by phone hacking, bad journalism, and breaches of privacy. You condemn what you call unacceptable and unjustifiable killing of Palestinian civilians when Gaza was bombarded by Israeli forces in the summer of 2014. It was the Labour Party under the Chancellor of Gordon Brown who ushered the era of making London the gateway to Islamic finance. It was the Labour Party who introduced legal protection against discrimination on grounds of religion in the Equality Act. And it was the Labour Party who began serious engagement with faith communities, including the Muslim community. And the Conservative Party, as I've said in the past, is not the party of old. Under the leadership of David Cameron, it has improved relationship with the Muslim community. I hope Labour will build on these positive interventions from the past and present, and chart a course to regain the trust of British Muslims by not talking down to the community as the other, but by engaging and working together for a stronger and better Britain. My congratulations to all of those who are shortlisted for the awards this evening. I wish you all a very enjoyable and inspiring evening. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks and appreciation to all the sponsors, especially Mahmoud Al-Najjar and Muhammad Amasi, who made this evening possible. And now, I would like to invite the leader of the Labour Party and the leader of the opposition, the Right Honourable Ed Miliband.
Well, friends, can I first of all say that I bring you a greeting of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for inviting me here this evening. And I'd like to begin by thanking Ahmed Versi, not just for his speech tonight, but for the incredible work he does for Muslim News. Please, if you put your hands together for Ahmed, please. And friends, I believe that the Muslim News Awards celebrate the very best of our country. They stand for success in engineering, in enterprise, in creativity. They stand for ambition, the young people who are the stars of tomorrow, whose ideas will benefit generations to come. And they stand for diversity. And I say to you proudly tonight that diversity is one of our country's great strengths. It is one of our great strengths, and these awards shine a light on the enormous contribution that British Muslims make to our country. Your dynamism and determination contributes billions of pounds to our economy, creating jobs and supporting public services. Our playing fields are now filled with young people inspired by Britain's Muslim sporting heroes. These are the role models for a whole new generation. And whether it's the bravery shown by the Muslim soldiers who fought for Britain in the First World War, or the generosity, zahat, of British Muslims donating millions to good causes at home and abroad, the Muslim community is central to our history and, in my view, is a cornerstone of our country's future. I'd also like to acknowledge the work we are trying to do as a political party. I'm delighted to have with us tonight Sadiq Khan, the first Muslim to attend cabinet. I do want to say to you, because of rumours that have been breaking the last few hours, that there is no truth to the idea that he's going to replace Zayn Malik in One Direction. He's got plenty of other more important things to do, but he can sing very well. In case you wondered, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is about celebrating success, but it's also tonight our duty to ensure that success is passed on. Many of us here tonight are standing on the shoulders of a pioneering generation who came to this country to put down roots, to build a new life, and to fight a better future for their children. It's true of many people in this room. It's true of my parents too, who came here as refugees, who came here fleeing persecution and were able to build a life for themselves and their family, thanks to the generosity and humanity of Britain. And I think it is incredibly important that we never forget that, and I certainly never forget that. Now we have more than 100,000 British Muslims who work in senior management positions in Britain as doctors, accountants and lawyers and other professions, and these advances have been hard won. But I say to you tonight, we must now support the next generation of Muslim entrepreneurs, engineers and small business owners, because they face their own obstacles. The challenges that face every faith, every creed, every culture, but also particular challenges. And I want to talk about some of those tonight. We're a society, and Ahmed spoke about this very well, that prides itself on its tolerance and decency. But we know Islamophobia is on the rise. We heard heartbreaking stories of kids in school being taunted and bullied after the appalling Charlie Hebdo attacks in Paris, which we all condemn. We must do more to address this, because a society can't be strong if some of its people are living in fear. Hate crime, whether it's based on race, religion, gender, sexuality or disability, is intolerable. That's why I think we need a stronger approach that confronts Islamophobia head on. Hate crimes should be clearly marked on the criminal records of those who commit them. We need new sentencing guidelines to ensure aggravated criminal offences are properly dealt with by the courts. And we should review police and CPS guidance to tackle the surge of Islamophobia on social media. Tackling intolerance needs to be a core principle that runs through everything we do, involving all departments and every arm of government. And it also starts in school. We need our schools to be playgrounds of understanding, where our children discover each other's worlds and absorb each other's cultures. Teaching should stop discrimination in all its forms. And we must provide more support for programs in schools that tackle Islamophobia. And just as we protect religious freedom at home, so we must protect it abroad as well. That's why we've committed to appointing a global envoy for religious freedom and establishing a multi-faith advisory council on religious freedom in the Foreign Office. Because it's simply wrong for any faith, anywhere, to be persecuted. And as we all agree, we need to confront extremism as well. There is a particularly warped ideology being spread in some of our communities and online, manipulating a tiny minority, but a minority nonetheless, of our young people into joining the murderous ISIL. They don't represent our values. We must all work together side by side to make sure our youth are not preyed upon. And we need to involve Muslim communities in countering ISIL's poisonous ideology. Finally, we need to continue to tackle discrimination right across society, breaking down the barriers that stand in the way of people fulfilling their dreams. Our boardrooms and our parliament still don't look enough like the society that we seek to represent, and we must go further. The current government has carried out a review into women on boards. We will do the same for ethnic diversity if Labour forms the next government, because this should be a principle across our public life, from the police to the judiciary to the civil service, reflecting the diversity of our nation. And I also give you this assurance: we will continue our drive to be the most representative party in Britain. We have fantastic parliamentary colleagues and wonderful and talented Labour candidates, and I'm very proud of that. The Labour Party has always had a close and crucial bond with the Muslim community. Britain's first Muslim councillors and MPs were Labour. It was a Labour government that passed the first ever laws outlawing discrimination on the grounds of race and religion. And of course, it was the last Labour government that introduced the pioneering Human Rights Act and the Equality Act. The next Labour government will also uphold this tradition and govern with equality at its heart, because it's the right thing to do in principle, and it's the right thing to do for the success of our country. Over the next few weeks, we'll be publishing our BAME manifesto, talking precisely about these issues and how we build a country that works for all. I would say this in conclusion: I think there is a great opportunity for our country in the years ahead. I believe in the principle of one nation, the idea that a country succeeds when it uses the talents of people from all backgrounds, from all walks of life, based on our diversity, based on our values of tolerance and decency and appreciation for each other, each other's cultures, each other's religions, each other's backgrounds, all of which we bring to our country. It needs your energy, your talent, and your endeavour. And I'm delighted to be with you here tonight, celebrating what the Muslim community does for our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Melaban. Especially, I'd like to echo those words about diversity and really recognising the really positive contribution that British Muslims make to society, and unfortunately scotching those One Direction rumours, which is clearly hitting the Twitter sphere. Could I ask you to stick around to present the first two awards? So the first award tonight is the Alhambra Award for Excellence in the Arts. Could you please announce the winner?
Can I just say this is incredibly exciting? This is as close as I'm going to get to the Oscars. I've got the, I think it's a silver envelope. So I'm going to open the silver envelope, and I'm going to announce the winner to you. And the winner of the Alhambra Award for Excellence in the Arts is Halima Kassel.
Halima Kassel is a sculptural artist who fuses Asian cultural roots with a fascination for African patternwork and a passion for architectural geometry. Born in 1975 in Pakistan, brought up in Manchester and now lives in Blackburn, Lancashire, her varied multicultural background is tangibly present in her work. Her artwork is showcased in exhibitions globally, including at the V&A in London, Japan, and India. Halima has had numerous achievements from winning public art commissions and through to achieving residencies and scholarship.
I'd just like to say thank you to the judges, and thank you for the invitation as well, and thank you to all my family and friends and colleagues who have supported me over the years. It's been a long journey to get to where I have, so Thank you so much.
And the next award is...
Well, firstly, congratulations on your award. How does it make you feel to win such a prestigious award?
I'm very proud. I'm shocked, but I'm very, very grateful for the judges and for the people who nominated me. So,
how would you encourage young Muslims to get involved in the work that you do?
Well, I think to do something you love so much, I'm very lucky to be in the area that I work, which I get so much enjoyment, and I think anything, what you really want to do is going to be hard work, but just keeping at it and knowing it's going to be a long, slow journey, but it's worth it at the end.
What do you think about tonight's event?
It's wonderful. It's lovely to see so many beautiful people, and you know the atmosphere is very lovely as well.
Thank you again so much and congratulations.
Thank you.
This award is the Fazlur Rahman Khan Award for Excellence in Engineering. So if Mr. Miliband, if you do the honours.
I feel very privileged I get to do 2 envelopes. And the winner of the Fazlur Rahman Khan Award for Excellence in Engineering, Science and Technology is Dr. Simi Ali.
Dr. Simi Ali is currently a professor in immunobiology at the Institute of Cellular Medicine, Medical Faculty at Newcastle University. Her main area of research has been studying the immunobiological processes that result in tissue damage during organ transplantation. She holds many senior management responsibilities within and outside the university. Simi also regularly reviews grants for organisations including Cancer Research UK, the British Heart Foundation, Wellcome Trust, Asthma UK Foundation, and the Singapore Biomedical Research Council, and she's been recognised by the Inspirational Women of North East England for her commitment to help tackle the unequal representation of women in science and to improve career progression for female academics. She was awarded a Special Recognition Award by the Roche Organ Transplantation Research Foundation for her contribution to transplantation research.
On behalf of Dr. Simi Ali, I thank you Muslim News for giving this award to Dr. Simi Ali, and thank you the judges and all the audience here. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. I was honored to be shortlisted for this prestigious award. I did not expect to win it, but I'm absolutely delighted. First of all, I would like to thank the judges and the editor of the Muslim News, Mr. Warsi, for investing their time in such a worthy initiative. I would also like to thank my family members, especially my father and my husband, who have been very supportive of my career so far. I'm touched that my contribution in the field of transplantation has been recognized by Muslim News Award. But more importantly, I hope this will inspire younger generations, especially women, to enter science and excel in it. And I also hope that this will go some way towards countering the misconceptions which surround the Muslim community. Thank you very much.
Ed, can you stay for one more award, a special award? So tonight, we're doing something a bit different, a bit of a one-off.
It's going to be better than the Oscars.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go, you get through. But I'm going to tell you who wins beforehand, so here we go. The Muslim newspaper is giving a special recognition to the Right Honourable Sadiq Khan MP for his outstanding contributions to the Muslim community. So Sadiq, could you please come up and accept the award from your boss?
The Muslim News and the Muslim community feels honoured to celebrate the Right Honourable Sadiq Khan's personal achievements and his outstanding contributions to the Muslim community in working towards a common good for all in Britain. In recognition, we present him tonight the Muslim News Special Recognition Award for Active Community Services.
So the first question, how do you feel about the upcoming election?
Well, it's going to be a very exciting election that's now 43 days away. I think it's going to be a close election. What's really important, though, is that everyone gets registered to vote and then votes. Actually, that's my first two asks. My third ask is to vote Labour. But, you know, what is, for me, unacceptable is if people who are eligible to vote don't get registered, and they do get registered but don't vote. Everyone needs to get registered. Everyone needs to vote. Get involved.
What do you think about tonight's event?
Listen, the Muslim News Awards, for me, is one of the most important dates in the diary. You know, for the rest of the year, unfortunately, the mainstream media doesn't cover our success stories. And if you are even a British Muslim living in this country, sometimes you start believing what the mainstream media says. So what the Muslim News Awards for Excellence does is, once a year, just reminds us about the best of British Muslims, reminds us of the best of British, actually, who happen to be Muslim. And I leave here always with a spring in my footstep and always inspired at what our community achieves. I mean, Ed talked about some of the successes in science, in engineering, in arts, in media, in sports, in politics, and we need to build upon that. And I'm quite excited about the future for British Muslims.
So what inspired you today then?
I was really pleased by the two winners of the awards that Ed gave out, and also the one after me. So there's those who are great artists, those who are doing great work in the community. What was also good was both of the two winners before Ed left were women, and as a father of two daughters, it's good to see British Muslim women making such huge strides.
That's it. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Ed. The next award this evening is the Al-Biruni Award for Excellence in Community Relations. To present this award, I'd like to welcome our latest certificate winner, the Right Honourable Sadiq Khan, who's the MP, he's Shadow Justice Secretary, he's Shadow Lord Chancellor, and when he fits in the time as well, he's the Shadow Minister for London. Please welcome him on stage.
Well, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. Can I say what a pleasure it is to be here tonight. And each year, I come here simply to deal with the depression I suffer for the rest of the year when we hear negative things about Muslims, not just in the UK and around the world. But I want to begin, as I always do, by asking us to show our appreciation to not just the Muslim News, not just to Ahmed Versi, but for those who organise these events, because what it does, it not just addresses our depression, but it means that we leave here inspired with a spring in our footstep, recognising there are fantastically talented British Muslims doing a remarkable amount of work. So, Jazakallah, thank you very much for organising the awards tonight. And the second thing I need to do before I announce the winners, just to say thank you for giving me my award, and obviously we thank our Creator for all he does, but actually I want to thank my mum for what she's done over the last 22 years, that's how old I am, to allow me to be here. So thank you to my mum. And also, Ed's wrong because I'm auditioning to be the new replacement for Zayn Malik in One Direction. But the winner of the Al-Biruni Award for Excellence in Community Relations is... Who is Hussein?
Hussein is an awareness and social action campaign inspired by the ultimate sacrifice made by Imam Hussein, the grandson of Prophet Muhammad, upon whom be peace. Hussein's story is one of sacrifice and standing up to tyranny while focusing on the dispossessed. Accordingly, this campaign aims to bring worldwide awareness of his message while relating it to tackling a modern social problem. As a result, the campaign has attracted a global following online, while its social action initiatives have gathered attention and praise for serving those in need regardless of colour or creed. Last year, the campaign launched #TeamGiveBack, which saw acts of compassion of all flavours across the globe. Blood donations, homeless initiatives, water bottle handouts, awareness, interfaith events, and much more. In a climate of creeping Islamophobia, Who is Hussein is doing its bit to demonstrate that Islam's values have a place in modern Britain.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته جميعا. Peace be upon you all. On behalf of Who is Hussein, I'd like to thank the Muslim News Awards for this award. Alhamdulillah, the success of Who is Hussein has been incredible since its inception. There's now over 80 ambassadors in over 35 countries. And ultimately, the success of the project has really been improving community relations and community cohesion. As we all know, Imam Hussein states, I did not stand up for fame or exuberance or wealth, but instead I stood up to reform the society and bring it back to that of my grandfather, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And in a time when names like Muhammad and Hussein are being showcased for all the wrong reasons every day, Who is Hussein is trying to show what true Husseini and therefore by extension true Muhammadi values are in the 21st century. To this end, may I state what a pleasure it is to receive this award, and I hope and pray it's the start of closer, more intricate and more collaborative community relations going forward, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Congratulations. What does it mean to win such a prestigious award?
Alhamdulillah, it's a very nice feeling. I think, if I'm honest, I'm just collecting the award on behalf of all the sort of global team, sort of all the ambassadors worldwide, their individual teams and representatives who've worked tremendously hard to sort of build community relations and work within their communities to really further this cause.
What work is currently being done and how do we get involved?
Brilliant. We want everyone to get involved. The website has all the information. There's, as I said, over 80 ambassadors in sort of 35 countries doing various events, combining and collaborating with sort of local charities and international charities. And they've got some fantastic events. There's blood donation, there's various homeless events, there's water aid, there's aid on a smaller level depending on the size of the teams and what is the need there. So find out where you are. Look on the website for your locality, email your ambassador and get involved, inshallah.
Thank you and enjoy your evening.
Of course, we congratulate the winners tonight and we celebrate their success. But the diversity and exceptional talent in the British Muslim community is evident for us all to see. And now we honour not just the winners, but all the nominees of the Muslim News Awards for Excellence. So can I ask all nominees to please stand up?
Don't be shy.
Come on, all the nominees, please stand up, please.
Let's see.
Come on, let's encourage them.
Start standing up.
It's really great to see you all in this room. Congratulations. The next award this evening is the Anne-Marie Schimmel Award for championing a Muslim cause. Anne-Marie Schimmel was actually a professor at Harvard University focusing on Indo-Muslim culture, and she's famed for actually changing the narrative about Muslims. This award will be presented by Julie Al-Najjar, the marketing director of the Prestige Group, who kindly sponsored this award.
So Julie, if you would open the envelope and reveal the winner.
Assalamu alaikum. And the winner is Chris Doyle.
Chris Doyle is the Director of Council for Arab-British Understanding, the UK's foremost forum for Arab-British relations. He is acknowledged as the leading expert on the region and has done considerable work to bring about a better appreciation of Arabs and Muslims in Britain. This includes lobbying successfully for the Palestinian statehood vote, labelling of settlement products, and speaking out against Islamophobia. Chris has organised over 50 parliamentary delegations to the Arab world, taking MPs from all parties, including former and current cabinet ministers. 16 of those MPs who spoke in the parliamentary debate on statehood had been on Kabul delegations. He has also organised many major fundraising events for Palestinians. For his work, Chris won a special tribute award from the Arab Screen Independent Film Festival in 2001 for his work with the media.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much to Muslim News, to the panel and everyone here. It's very humbling just to be shortlisted, let alone to be nominated alongside such wonderful people, including fellow nominees, the Three Faiths Forum, and my great friend, Sui Chiang, who I feel probably should be up here. She is an inspiration for anybody who has worked on the issue of Palestinian rights. I just want to say thank you to everyone who is involved with CABU, the people we work with, our partners, to many members of parliament who we work with, including Sadiq, who's been on one of our delegations, raising issues of Palestine and Syrian rights. They're an inspiration, as are indeed Palestinians and Syrians and others who have suffered injustices, displaced and refugees, and whose fortitude, resilience is simply incredible. And I can't leave the stage without thanking somebody who simply I wouldn't have been able to carry out any of this work with, and that is my wife, Reem Turkmani, who inspires me every single day. But thank you very, very much.
Well, congratulations on winning the award.
Thank you very much.
What does the award mean to you?
Well, it's fantastic to be recognised for the work that I do at CABU, the Council for Arab-British Understanding. We do a lot of work with members of parliament and politicians trying to bring about a more effective and values-based British Middle East policy. We do a lot of work on the issue of Palestine and Syria. These are huge issues, and it is obviously very humbling indeed to win such an award, particularly, you know, in amongst such fabulous talent and wonderful people and organisations here tonight.
What inspired you to do the work that you do today?
Simply, it's the people on the ground that you meet. Palestinians, for example, in Gaza, to go there and see their courage under fire, under blockade, or to see Syrians living in refugee communities in Lebanon, in Jordan. You know, it is quite incredible the resilience they had, and I paid tribute to them, you know, tonight. And you come back after seeing them and their situation, and it is an inspiration to continue to work to try to ensure that they have a country to go back to, a conflict hopefully that we can try to bring an end to, and indeed that we can try at least to improve the dreadful situations that they face at the moment. But it is, of course, a long haul.
So what word of advice would you give, or any message you would give to young Muslims to make a change like you do?
Believe you can make a change, because it is belief and positivity that is necessary. And I think in Britain today, in the 21st century, and we are seeing this continually, that British Muslims can make a difference. They can play a very active, and are playing a very active role in British society, and that is fantastic. Ed Miliband complimented tonight the real achievements of the British Muslim communities, and I totally echo that.
Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Now, the next award for this evening is the Malcolm X Young Persons Award. To present this award, can I please ask Mustafa Walji, trustee of the Salam Centre, to come up on stage. The Salam Centre is one of the sponsors of this night's events and of this award in particular. So Mustafa, come on up.
Assalamu alaikum. Winner of Malcolm X Young Persons Award for Excellence is Kausar Zaman.
Sorry.
Kausar Zaman was born and raised in London, where he attended his local state comprehensive school. At 24, he has already achieved excellence in academia, while holding down a comprehensive set of voluntary positions. He graduated with first-class honours in law from the London School of Economics and an LLM at the University of Oxford. Prior to embarking on his legal career at a Magic Circle law firm, Kausar completed a tenure as a Fulbright Scholar at Harvard Law School. In between studies, Kausar worked at the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, House of Commons, and the Department for Education. In 2009, Kausar was a Global Fellow of the Prime Minister. Outside of school and office, Kausar has initiated, led, and been part of a range of extracurricular activities serving the community. This includes raising money for Muslim Hands at the age of 14, acting as an ambassador to the Social Mobility Foundation, and recognizing excellence amongst Muslim youth groups by establishing the Muslim Council of Britain's Young Beacons Awards.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much. As you can probably tell, I'm a bit surprised to have won this award. I was very surprised to be shortlisted, let alone to actually win it. Deeply honoured and humbled really to win this award. And I want to dedicate the award really to one person, and that's my mother in particular, who worked very hard to ensure that I achieved in academia and beyond. I was the youngest of 7 siblings. I'm the first to go on to college, let alone university. And my mum made a lot of sacrifices to ensure that I could achieve what I've achieved thus far. So I really want to dedicate this to my mum. And just one final note, I just want to say, one of the things Ed Miliband said was that we stand on those of us in this room stand on the shoulders of pioneers in our community, and that's the elders. So I see a lot of community leaders in the audience, people like Dr. Bari, people like Iqbal Sakrani, who have really established the way for young British Muslims. And it's not an easy time for young British Muslims today in the press, day in, day out, being lambasted. So it's absolutely fantastic to be at an award ceremony such as this, put on by the Muslim News, where we for once celebrate the extraordinary contribution of British Muslims. So thank you very much.
So congratulations on your award. What does it mean to you to win such a prestigious award?
Thank you very much. Very humbled and really honoured to win this award. I'm a bit surprised to have won it. But alhamdulillah, as I said in my speech, I really want to dedicate it in particular to my mother, who worked tirelessly to ensure that I could achieve what I've achieved. So I'm very grateful to the Muslim News Awards.
You've been an active citizen from a very young age. What would you say to young, inspiring Muslims to do inspirational work?
I'd say at the moment, young British Muslims are always in the press. We're always being lambasted. If we're devout, we're classed as being extremists and radicals. If we're a bit liberal or Western-leaning, we're labelled as sell-offs, for example. But I'd say young Muslims should really contribute to their communities and work hard. And if you follow the middle path, if you like, then we've got a good future ahead for our community.
Do you think more events like these should happen in order to promote Islam as a better image?
Absolutely. Anything that contributes towards creating a better positive image of British Muslims in particular is to be welcomed. And as I say, when you have a climate of such an onslaught in the media, in the mainstream, as well as some ethnic press, in order to counter it, we need to show good examples of the positive to counteract and counterweight some of the negative press. So absolutely, and the Muslim News Awards has run for many years, so it's absolutely fantastic to be here amongst so many esteemed people in the community.
Again, congratulations. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you very much.
So, on to the 6th award of this evening. It's the Alija Izetbegovic Award for Good Citizenship. Its namesake was the first president of Bosnia-Herzegovina. This will be presented by Lieutenant General Andrew Richard Gregory, Deputy Chief of the Defence Staff, Personnel and Training. And this award is sponsored by the Armed Forces Muslim Association.
Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. As I open the envelope, I just want to say how really pleased the Armed Forces are to be a part of these inspirational award ceremony. And it's a particular pleasure for me because I have the honour to have been asked to be the president of our Armed Forces Muslim Association, something I am so proud to fill. We have about 600 Muslims serving in our armed forces. We would love to have more. Many of you can help us break down some of the barriers. We just want to integrate you into our armed forces. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ali Izabegovich Award for Good Citizenship is awarded to Sadar Ahmed.
Saida Ahmed, MBE, is a magistrate and an active citizen of Rotherham and has sat in many leadership positions to make the town a better place. Saida has helped establish and run summer schools for the past 6 years and has served as a school governor. She has also helped bring to Rotherham initiatives such as school linking, the Mosaic Project, and Model UN Programme. She was a trustee of Rotherham United Football Community Sports Trust, a non-executive director of South Yorkshire Housing Association, and a director of an executive mosque management committee. Other key positions have included being on the BBC Regional Audience Council and vice chair of South Yorkshire Women's Development Trust. In 2014, she was conferred an MBE.
Unfortunately, Zaida Ahmed is actually abroad, so I'm going to ask one of our keen volunteers who's been dedicated to collect the award on her behalf. Fatima Ali, would you like to collect the award? It's your moment, Mr. Fatima, there is one condition. You do have to give the award to Zaida.
Absolute honour and privilege to receive this award. Thank you to those that have nominated and selected me for this.
The next award this evening is the Imams Hassan and Hussein Award for Children, named of course after the beloved grandchildren of the Prophet, peace be upon him. I'd like to invite Dr. Bari, trustee of Musilm Aid, to present this award. And Musilm Aid are sponsoring this award as well.
Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you, and good evening. As I just opened this envelope, first of all, congratulations and thank you to Muslim News and Ahmad Barsi, and on behalf of Musilm Aid, which is now 30 years, and its staff, trustees, and the volunteers, I announce the winner of Imam Hassan and Hussein's Children's Award for Excellence, Isha Kauthar Hakim.
Isha Kauthar Hakim has managed to devote a great part of her spare time in Glasgow to charitable causes, despite serious illness and family heartache. She has supported her mother while Isha herself battled a brain tumour and continues to look after her mother as a young carer. Amidst this, Isha has also found time to be a very active community worker. She has helped raise money for Amina, the Muslim Women's Resource Centre, as well as for the charity drives at Glasgow's Radio Ramadan, the Well Foundation of Scotland, and UCare Foundation. Isha has also sung nasheeds at events organised by the UK Islamic Mission and Islamic Awareness Week. As an active citizen, Isha has also appeared on Scottish television to speak about poverty and how it affects her.
I'm just so speechless right now. My heart is actually really beating so fast. I don't think it's ever done that before. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been there for me in hospital or anyone who's been making du'as for me. But the main thing I want to do is basically my hero in my life, my mom. She's nominated me, she's looked after me, and Mom, you're just my inspiration. So thank you.
Congratulations on your award. What does it mean to win this award?
It's a completely surreal experience for me. I mean, I know I've won other ones in the past, but it's, to be honest, an award is just it's not just a piece of metal or another piece of glass or something. It's something that holds something special in your heart, and the reason, the benefit of it, and the fact that people nominate you as well is just a big place.
You're a real inspiration to Muslims. what would you say to other young Muslims to follow your footsteps and do something inspirational?
Well, this is quite personal. When I was in that hospital bed, I thought I wasn't going to get a chance to live, basically. So anyone out there who's fighting, or just a young Muslim out there, just stay strong, and good things will come to you eventually. If you believe in Allah Ta'ala, if you ask Him for help and you help people around you, then good things will come to those who wait.
So what do you think about tonight's event?
It's absolutely epic, especially being in London here as well, a posh country. Come all the way from Glasgow on a big holiday, and this is still surreal. I'm still cheering, actually. London's amazing, actually. It was quite cold than I expected, but again, the event as well, the hotel is just beautiful, and the wee little food, the wee little forks as well, I just loved it. But yeah, it's just really good.
Again, congratulations. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you.
Now, our next award is the Uthman Dan Fodio Award for Excellence in Community Development. And this award is sponsored by Islamic Relief Worldwide. Could I please ask Basit Khan, Head of FSC, to come up stage and present the award? He's making his way leisurely but determinedly. He's going to get there.
That's the joys of being a huge guy. You never manage to get through. The winner of the Uthman Dan Fodio Award for Excellence in Community Development goes to Dr. Bilal Hassan.
Dr. Bilal Hassan is a community and interfaith activist. He trained as a medical doctor at the University of Nottingham. He is a co-founder of the LEAF Network, which supports, inspires, and trains young people to develop skills to serve society in thought, action, and spirit. Bilal is currently a senior producer at British Muslim TV and a PR consultant for the charity Penny Appeal. Bilal also has a strong interfaith focus, being a Faith Act Fellow for the Global Interreligious Ambassadors of the UN Millennium Development Goals and a board member for the University of Cambridge Coexist Leadership Programme. He is also a consultative council member of the Three Faiths Forum and Muslim Youth Specialist at the Christian Muslim Forum.
Assalamu alaikum. Wow, I really did not expect this. I just got off a flight from Spain, and I put this bow tie on in the taxi. So excuse me if it's hanging on low. I was supposed to wear a suit, but my boss, who's on table 25, forgot to bring it. So you can blame him. And my mom's going to complain and say, Bilal, why are you dressed so shoddily? You can blame Adim. So yeah, I just thank you, Muslim News Awards. Thank you for everyone who's here. Again, I think it's been said time and time, but really, any great work that happens, we're really fortunate because we're really building on the work that was done before us. And the two other nominees, Penny Appeal, I'm actually an employee for, and I'm an attendee at East London Mosque, so I think it's a win for all three, definitely. So thank you very much. I think we have a lot of work to do as a community, and I just pray and I hope. I was in Alhambra Palace this morning, and Muslims have such a brilliant legacy of Islam in Europe, and we have to build that legacy again. So let's hope and pray we can do that, inshallah.
Congratulations on your award. In one word, give me how you feel.
Honored, really. It's you know, we do a lot of work in the Muslim community, and it's just brilliant that those efforts are recognized. Yeah.
What inspired you to get involved in the work that you do?
So I've been fortunate to do a lot of different work in the Muslim community. My father himself was very active in his own ways, and I guess I just followed suit. And I don't really see it as work. I just see it as just getting on and doing what makes me happy and what makes me content. And it happens to be helping other people and benefiting society. So it's brilliant for that to be recognized today.
So what would you say to young Muslims out there that to follow your footsteps and do something to portray a better image of Muslims?
Yeah, I think
the key message is Muslims need to, I think British Muslims need to know that they belong here, and this society has a place for them, and they need to just shine and be the talented people that they are. I don't think it's an agenda or a plan. Just keep doing what you want to do and pursue your dreams, and you'll find a way.
What do you think of tonight's event?
So far, so good. I'm waiting for the lovely food, and everyone's glammed up apart from me. My boss forgot to bring my suit. I just came off a flight, so that's my excuse.
I like your little bow tie.
I put it on in the taxi, so I'm hoping it's like hanging up, but alhamdulillah.
Thank you. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
Now, you may have noticed that our awards are a rather blingy, shiny, beautiful piece. Now, Yasir, my glamorous co-host, if you could just hold this up and show our audience. This is, in fact, an astrolabe. Now, the astrolabe is significant, and there's a reason why we give it out to all our winners tonight. Highly developed in the Islamic world during the 800s, it was transported to Europe in the 12th century and was the premier astronomical instrument for the next 500 years. And the reason we give this out is to symbolize and represent how all the winners tonight are navigators, guides, and leaders in our community, taking us through the landscape of our society and showing us the way. So, ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful award it is.
And next year, we're going to give out tom-toms.
Oh, God. Terrible joke.
I'm going to give this back to Fatima, who I stole it off. There you go.
So, I believe Yasir is going to present us with some Twitter updates. Let's see how the hashtag has been going.
I don't think so, not yet, Zara.
Oh, no.
I want to keep people in suspense. Okay. So please keep tweeting. We're getting loads of tweets. Hashtag inspiring Muslims. I will show you a Twitter fall a bit later on. Let's move on to the next award, the Ibn Sina Award for Health, which will be presented by Rahman Chisti, MP and Parliamentary Private Secretary to the Minister of State for Schools. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Rahman, for joining us after what we know is a long and busy day. So if you make your way over to the podium and announce the winner of this award, please.
There we are. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. Can I just say it's a real privilege and a pleasure to be here with you today. And I've got to say at the very briefest outset, the Muslim News is an outstanding newspaper which highlights key issues affecting the Muslim community throughout the United Kingdom and also internationally. And I'm not just saying it, it has a brilliant editor who sits right over there. He came to see me for half an hour, but he stayed for 3 hours, highlighting all the key issues which are facing the Muslim community. So, sir, you do a brilliant job. And the moment you're waiting for, the winner of this award, is the Imam Hussein Blood Donation Campaign.
The Imam Hussein Blood Donation Campaign is a volunteer-led initiative that is spearheaded encouraging Muslims in the UK to see giving blood as an innovative way of expressing their Islamic values and remembering the ultimate sacrifice paid by Imam Hussein ibn Ali, the grandson of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. Starting from modest beginnings in 2006, the campaign has now gone nationwide, with 434 blood donations given across 13 cities last year. The campaign aims to help an acute shortage of blood donations coming from the Muslim community and demonstrates the value highlighted in the Quran of saving life and thus saving humanity. The campaign has attracted media attention from national and local press, including national TV. It has also led to partnerships with leading organisations, including the UK Thalassemia Society and Sickle Cell Society.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I'd firstly like to thank the organisers for such a great event, and I thank all the volunteers as well from the Imam Hussein Blood Donation Campaign and the Islamic Unity Society for all the work that they do, because at the end of the day I'm just here representing a body of a lot more volunteers, and of course to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us the blessings of our campaign in particular that has got this visibility. Because I know there's so many of the projects that maybe aren't here today or weren't shortlisted, that very much deserve so. And I suppose on a personal note, to my own family, and in particular my wonderful wife, sat here with me today. And I think, for putting up with probably all the evenings and phone call meetings and weekends that I take away from us as a couple. I think at the end of the day, it's just to all our donors as well. So there's so many people who have supported the campaign and given so much to such an important cause. So at the end of the day, we need to thank them. And so I want to use this platform as well to really hope that we as a British Muslim community can really help give back. And I think Muslims from all schools of thought can really unite under these sort of humanitarian projects that are so important, and ultimately just express what our religion is really about. So final message, do something amazing, give blood. Thank you. So sign up through our website.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Congratulations on the award. How do you feel?
I think very privileged, the fact that there are so many different projects going out there and so many hard-working volunteers, and the fact that we've got that acknowledgement. I'm very privileged and humbled by the award.
Your work is very inspirational. What message would you like to give young Muslims to follow your footsteps and do something inspirational themselves?
I think it's the fact of just trying to be proactive. So if you believe in something, or if you see something that you're interested in, really dive into it and get involved. There's too many people probably that have a certain interest in something but don't really take that step to be active about it. So yeah, get out there and do something.
What inspired you to do the line of work that you do?
Well, I think this comes from an intrinsic sort of motivation from my religious beliefs, and looking at all the prophets and the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and his holy household, as well as all his worthy companions. We see great role models, and I think it's something like this, for example, in the campaign of the Imam Hussein blood donation campaign, that we really want to take that to the streets and try work towards what they were as individuals.
What do you think of tonight's event?
Yeah, it's great. The food is great. I'm looking forward for the next courses as well. And so, yeah, really enjoying it. It's very nice to be part of something so high profile. And I think really try collate all the great work that's been done throughout the UK from Muslim community. So it's nice to see it all in one event, basically.
Thank you. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you very much.
Now, tonight's 10th award is given in recognition of a very special and important attribute, that of creativity in Islamic thought. And it is named after Allama Iqbal, of course. This award is going to be presented by Ibrahim Yusuf, Operations Director at Dahab Shield, who also sponsor this award. So Ibrahim, if you would kindly do the honours and tell us the winner of this award.
Thank you, I certainly will do. Assalamu alaikum and hello. The winner of Allama Iqbal Award for Creativity in Islam Thoughts is International Institute of Islamic Thoughts.
Sarah.
The International Institute of Islamic Thought established a London office in 1981 and has since been particularly dynamic and creative in intellectual development, pursuing a range of activities to enable Muslims to deal effectively with present challenges and contribute to the progress of human civilization. The Institute has published several groundbreaking publications and translated important works into the English language. The Institute has also forged links with leading academic institutions from around the world. For example, the conference The Future of Faith in the Age of Globalization, held in Sarajevo in 2010, involved cooperation with universities and academic centres in Sarajevo, Cambridge, Westminster and Georgetown. The Institute's London office was also closely involved with a Contextualising Islam in Britain project conducted by the Centre of Islamic Studies at the University of Cambridge and supported by the Department of Communities and Local Government.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It is a double privilege for me to take this prize on behalf of the International Institute of Islamic Thought. It is a double privilege to me because I was a journalist and I was a contributor to Muslim News in the 80s and 90s. And then I joined the International Institute of Islamic Thought for a good 10 years. I have since left, but I'm still in touch with my journalism and with my writing, as well as being a medical herbalist as well. The IIIT started with a group of Muslim intellectuals in the 70s who realized that there was some sort of shortcoming in Islamic thought. And they decided to renew, to try and give a new impetus to Islamic thought from within the Islamic paradigm, which was the originality of the International Institute of Islamic Thought. Since then, the Institute has produced countless numbers of books. I don't want to go into those details. You could see them on their website. I just want to thank the jurors to have awarded the International Institute of Islamic Thought, IIIT, this prize. And my thoughts go especially to the other nominees, and especially the late Abdul Jabbar Beg, who passed away immediately after the nomination. Thank you very much, Muslim News. Thank you all.
Congratulations on the award. How do you think the International Islamic Thought UK would feel about the award?
Actually, they were looking forward to having this award. The brothers at the International Institute of Islamic Thought have been working selflessly and silently and slowly and surely since the 70s to give a new impetus to the to Islamic thought from within the Islamic paradigm. A few Muslim intellectuals noticed that Muslims were basically taking Western knowledge, applying it in their Muslim countries, and saying, okay, we have Islamic thought. But in fact, what they were doing, they were trying to transplant Western thinking into an Islamic framework, and that was only, not enough. So, having realized this shortcoming in Islamic thought, a few intellectuals decided that they would try to what they called Islamize knowledge. That means take whatever is possible and see whether it is value neutral or it isn't. Basically, that's one element. The other element is to try and revive those, especially social and human sciences, from within the Islamic culture, from within the Islamic paradigm, which we have forgotten for a long time. So they went on slowly and surely with a lot of impediments, as we all know. We are sort of a nation that is rising, and we have got a lot of impediments, a lot of contradictions. We progress by contradictions, as the Marxists say. They went a long way, especially with the late Ismail Farouqi, who wrote a small primer that everyone should read. It's called Islamization of Knowledge, and that explains it all.
This event, it recognises achievements of Muslims in the Muslim community. Do you feel more of this event should be done in order to inspire young Muslims?
Sorry, I didn't get your question properly.
This event, it recognises the achievements of Muslims and Muslim communities. Do you think that more events like this should be done in order to inspire young Muslims?
Oh, definitely, especially at the present time, in the moments we are living here in the West in general, a lot of challenges are in front of us. We are faced with a lot of dilemmas, and I think so far we have not really come forward to show what we can do and what Islam is about, and it's high time that, you know, events like this one get multiplied by 10, 15, 100, so that the communities among which Muslims live come to know who are these Muslims and whether really they are a threat as the media portray us or not.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you very much.
Well, now we're going to come to that Twitter form. We have been getting loads of tweets tonight, hashtag Inspiring Muslims. And if we can see on screen, there should be a selection of some of the best tweets. Wow, Ed Miliband just tweeted, that's great. He said, great to spend the evening at the Muslim News Awards, an important evening celebrating the contribution of British Muslims across the UK. Thank you for Ed's tweet. And I can also see a comment from Sadiq Khan, a huge honour to receive a special Muslim News Award tonight, presented to me by Ed Miliband, humbled and grateful. Please do keep tweeting, hashtag Inspiring Muslims, and let's see if we can get the message out there, the positive message of British Muslim contribution to Britain. Next up tonight, we have another very special guest. She graduated from Oxford University. She's a qualified corporate lawyer with a background in mergers and acquisitions. She was elected as the MP for Loughborough in 2010, a lovely part of town up north, and is currently the Secretary of State for Education. To present the 11th award, the Ibn Battuta Award for the Media, please welcome the Right Honourable Nicky Morgan MP.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a real privilege and honour to be here tonight, and I'd like to congratulate everyone involved from Muslim News in organising tonight's awards ceremony. I think your hashtag is really fantastic, inspiring Muslims, and this award is all about inspiration. And that's what this government's education reforms have been about. It's all about making sure that every child in this country has a great local school to attend. And many of those schools are faith schools. Many of them are Muslim faith schools, and we absolutely welcome them as a country. As you said, I'm a Member of Parliament for Loughborough. I've just been asked if I like eating Indian food, and the answer is very much, but I can't really cook it. So I'm very, very privileged that I have many fantastic friends in Loughborough who will do that. And I've learnt a huge amount from travelling to Bangladesh several times in this Parliament, but also working with the Muslim community living in my constituency, who have become great friends, and it's a privilege to be able to help them as a local Member of Parliament. So it's fantastic to be here tonight and to recognise the inspiration of the Muslim community here in Britain. You are an absolutely integral part, and some of the many schools I visit are, as I say, faith schools and are truly inspirational. Now, what we want our schools to do is to inspire young people, to open up their minds. And tonight's award that I'm presenting is all about that, in terms of inspiring people through the media. We know the media in this country is very powerful, but it's also an absolute force for good. It challenges us, it makes us think, it keeps us on our toes. And that's why I'm so absolutely delighted that tonight's award, the Ibn Battuta Award, is won for excellence in media by a journalist who has done exactly that through her work. So the winner tonight of the Ibn Battuta Award for excellence in media is Fatima Manji.
Fatima Manji is a general reporter for Channel 4 News, one of the UK's best-known evening news programmes. Fatima joined the programme in January 2012 and since then has worked on a variety of stories, including the NatWest banking problems, Apple unwittingly encouraging phone theft, and returning to her own school to look at job prospects for school leavers. Before this, Fatima was a reporter, presenter, and video journalist for the BBC in the east of England, where she investigated stories including exploitative landlords and hate crime against migrants. While breaking news stories is what Fatima should mainly be known for, she also broke a glass ceiling by being the first broadcast journalist to appear in a hijab on a major UK news show.
Thank you very much. I'd like to say a special thank you to the Musilm News, to Ahmed Versi and the team of volunteers who work so hard every year so that we can have this lovely evening to come and celebrate achievements in the Muslim community. I'm going to tell you two little stories, and I will be very quick, I promise. So, I decided I was going to be a journalist at the age of 8. And one day I was at the mosque, and I got chatting to a lady at the mosque, an auntie, not my real auntie, you understand, just an auntie. And I said, oh, I'm going to be a journalist. And she said, oh, no, you can't do that. That's not a nice thing for a woman. And I said, no, I'm going to be a journalist. And so fast forward many years on, and I was starting my career at the BBC as a trainee. And I met a very senior correspondent who I had long looked up to and seen on the television for many years. And she said, what is it you want to do, Fatima? She was giving me some advice. And I said, well, I want to be a TV reporter. And she said, oh, you can't possibly do that. And I said, why not? And she said, you can't possibly do that because you wear a hijab. And I said, no, I'm going to be a TV reporter. So here I am. I don't know if I'm a very nice woman, but I am a TV journalist. And just one last story, because it gets even better than that. A few months ago, I was at a community event, and I bumped into an elderly gentleman, and he said, oh, you're that journalist of Channel 4 News. I've been meaning to talk to you. And I said, oh, yeah. This is a Muslim elderly gentleman. He said, yes, I need to talk to you about what you're doing. And I said, okay, what is it you want to say? He said, the thing is, I need you to talk to my granddaughter, because I really want her to be a journalist, and she's not listening to me. So you see, things have changed within the Muslim community, and attitudes have changed within the Muslim community, which is a great thing. Unfortunately, attitudes towards the Muslim community, there's a lot of work to be done there. And I like to think that by having a visibly Muslim woman on Channel 4 News most nights a week, that in some way plays a small part in addressing some of the negative attitudes that some people unfortunately have in British society towards Muslims. Thank you.
Congratulations on your award. It must feel amazing to be recognised for your work.
Thank you, yes. It's always nice to be recognised for your work, but particularly from within the community, it's nice to feel that the community is a part of what I do.
What inspired you to work in the field of journalism?
Well, I made a very inspired career decision at the age of 8 that I was going to be a journalist, and I used to practice in my back garden, pretending it was a war zone. So I can't really say what exactly inspired me. I guess I really wanted to be present when something was happening, and I felt a real sense of wanting to tell people the story. I always had a big mouth, I guess.
So you're the first broadcast journalist to appear with a hijab on a major UK news show. What do you think could be done to motivate young Muslims to make such bold and inspirational moves like yourself?
I think the thing to do is not to overthink it. So, I wanted to be a journalist, and that's what I was focused on. What I look like, my faith, everything else, that's a part of who I am. But I think if you focus too much on, well, I wear a hijab, therefore I can't do it, it then becomes an obstacle. So I think the focus is, for whatever you want to do, you have to try and be the very best in your field, regardless of what you perceive are barriers. And for some people, I mentioned in my speech, for some people, whether it was within the community or outside of the community, they thought, oh, well, that's never going to happen. The point was that I decided it was going to happen, I was going to make it happen. And I think that's what I would say to younger people, is that you have to focus on your goals regardless of what other people have to say, whether that's within or outside.
What do you think of tonight's event?
It's lovely, and the food is great. And that's the most important thing.
Thank you so much. Enjoy your evening.
The next award this evening is the Al-Mu'mineen Khadija Award for Enterprise. This is named after the beloved Prophet's wife, who was renowned as a fabulous businesswoman, an inspiration to women, and actually challenges the stereotype or the narrative that people have about Muslim women. To present this award, could you please welcome Farooq Sutrawala, Director of TRS Wholesale Company Limited, who also kindly sponsor this award. Thank you. That's fine.
I know we're all on tenterhooks to find out who's won. So you're building the tension nicely, Farooq.
Assalamu alaikum. The winner of the Momin Khadija Award for Excellence in Enterprise. I'm not like Miliban. I can't be like the Oscars. It's just straightforward. Winner is Salma Chowdhury.
Salma Chowdhury is the director of the Halal Cosmetics Company, a firm which provides a luxury range of halal premium skincare. Salma started her first business at the age of 23, one of the first regional bridal magazines in the UK. She then went on to work within the fashion industry, designing formal wear and wedding dresses. In 2007, Salma took a break from running her own business and began working as a business advisor. After being diagnosed with breast cancer, Salma embarked on a journey that eventually led her to establish the Halal Cosmetics Company. While undergoing treatment and continuing to work as a business advisor, Salma researched for and developed her idea and in 2013 launched the company. In June 2013, Salma was awarded the Fusion Entrepreneur of the Year Award and was shortlisted as a finalist in the Enterprise Vision Awards for the Beauty Business of the Year category.
Thank you very much. I'd just like to say a big thank you to Muslim News for this award, and a huge thank you to everybody that supported me on what I can only describe as an incredible journey. A big thanks to all my family, or some of my family that are there. We couldn't bring all our children, but we've managed to get 2 of them in. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So congratulations on your award. How do you feel?
Excited and humbled and nervous, everything really, and all in. It's difficult to describe, but very grateful. Yeah.
What inspired you to go into the role, into the line of work that you do?
It's amazing, really. There was no plan for me to go into the cosmetics industry at all. And I, for anybody that knows my story, it was through I became ill, and it was just that sort of led me onto this incredible journey. Looking into sort of my daily life and trying to find an answer for my my diagnosis, which led me to cosmetics, which led me to look at sort of ingredients within cosmetics, and here I am.
Like you mentioned, you're an inspiration because of you've been diagnosed with breast cancer and then you've launched your company. What advice would you give to young Muslims out there who need to be inspired or do something to promote Muslims in a better light?
Yeah, I'd say, if you have a dream, then, definitely follow it. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it doesn't work out. You could make, making mistakes is okay. I think making mistakes makes you the person that you are. But I'd say, if you want to, if you've got any idea, any dreams, then just follow them. Yeah.
Thank you so much and congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
The next award for this evening is for excellence in sport, and it's named after Faiza Hashmi, who actively campaigned for Muslim women's presence in international sports tournaments. Now we've got yet another special guest to present this award. 3. Yeah, we're really spoiling you tonight. Wow. Now, he has been an MP for 32 years. He's known for pounding the pavements when out campaigning, and he's been deputy leader of his party, the Liberal Democrats. please do welcome Simon Hughes to the stage.
Assalamu alaikum. And thank you very much for the honour of being invited to your award ceremony again and to present a prize. We're in the second quarter century of Muslim news, which shows its longevity. And to my sisters and brothers, my parliamentary colleagues, can I say we really respect your contribution in society and to informing everybody, not just the Muslim community, of Muslim issues. I just want to say two things very briefly that I hope reflect the importance government gives to this event and to Muslim news and to all of you who've come for awards. Firstly, some of us, like Nicky Morgan and others, have the privilege of representing many Muslims. I have 4 principal mosques, one mainly for the West African community, one mainly for the South Asian community, Bangladeshi community, one mainly for the Turkish and Turkish Cypriot community, and one mainly for the Somali community. And that indicates the nature of the diversity of the Muslim community in this country. And that is an absolute cause for celebration from all continents and all parts of the world, bringing all sorts of traditions and contributions. But from the job I do and have the privilege to do in the Ministry of Justice, we see another side to the contributions. And I want to say thank you. Thank you to the many civil servants who are Muslims, who serve our country day in and day out in the public service. Thank you to the many magistrates who are Muslims. Thank you to the many judges and court officials. Thank you to the many prison staff who are Muslims. And thank you in particular to the imams who are Muslims who give huge prison chaplaincy support up and down the country. But there are, so please thank them. Huge contribution. But there are 2 challenges, and I would be remiss if I didn't just share them with you. We have far too many young Muslim men in our prisons. And it's a challenge for the next generation that we must make sure we have better systems through education and elsewhere to show there are better life options than the sort of things that land them in prison. And we need to show them the route to good behaviour and lawful behaviour, which is triggered by everybody understanding there's an opportunity for them in an equal society. It's a really big challenge, but we all have a contribution, parents and mosques and communities, and all of us, not just Muslims, to make sure that doesn't happen. And secondly, there's another challenge. There has been a decrease in crime for which everybody in the society is grateful, but with 1 or 2 exceptions. And one of the exceptions is the increase in Islamophobia, in hate crime for Muslims. The government takes it with the absolute seriousness. It is never acceptable for people to be discriminated against or the subject of verbal or tweeted or social media or other forms of assault and oppression. And we must go on collectively working out a way as a society that it becomes as unacceptable for people to use hate crime verbally as it used to be acceptable for people to drink and drive in this country. People used to think that you could drink alcohol and drive and get away with it. There was a sort of an immunity. It is now not acceptable. Nobody thinks it's acceptable. It must be equally unacceptable for anybody to be the victim of abuse or harassment or worse because of their faith. And that's a commitment on behalf of the government to make sure it is the highest priority. Every Muslim must be able to walk the streets of every part of Britain in safety, with dignity and with respect from all the community. And as a huge sports fan, without making any comment as to the last cricket semi-final and who might win it, and commiserations to those who haven't made it so far, can I announce the winner of the Fazia Hashimi Award for Excellence in Sports is Moeen Ali.
Unfortunately, Moeen can't join us. I wonder why. But in his stead, we have Kamran Khan accepting the award.
Moeen Ali has become one of the country's top and most loved cricketers. He is a left-handed batsman and off-spin bowler who played county cricket for Warwickshire before moving to Worcestershire after the 2006 season. As of 2014, Moeen is a regular on England's 2020 international and test sides. Moeen is not only known as an excellent cricketer, but also a man devoted to his faith. His trademark long beard has earned him the homage, "the beard that's feared." Speaking in 2014, he said, "I wear the beard as a label. One of my aims is to try to show that you can have faith and play cricket. I feel my job as a Muslim is to change that and show people what my faith is really like." Moeen is also an ambassador of Street Chants, a program providing free cricket coaching sessions in deprived areas.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Firstly, thank you very much to Muslim News and Mr. Versi for the invitation. It's an honour for Moeen to win the award. Unfortunately, he, as you know, he's not able to attend. He's busy recovering from an injury and hopes to, inshallah, make the flight to the tour to West Indies. But on his behalf, we'd like to thank everyone for their support. Last year was a breakthrough year for Moeen, and inshallah, with all your support and du'as, the future years will be good as well. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations on the award. How does it feel to be recognised by the Muslim News for excellence in sport?
Moeen is very blessed, to be honest with you. He's very honoured to receive the award. Alhamdulillah, the last year has been a very, very good year for Moeen, so he's been receiving awards up and down the countries, but obviously the Muslim awards are much more close to his heart, so yeah, definitely much more, very honoured.
Moeen was an inspirational Muslim figure,
Yeah.
especially with the beard.
Yes.
What message would you give to other young Muslims out there to be inspirational and portray Muslim in a better light?
Look, Moeen's always said, right from the outset, that the beard or his faith has not actually hindered him, it's actually pushed him forward, it's actually brought him into the limelight. So for any sort of aspiring Muslim sports people, whether it's cricket, football or any sport, your ability and your skill takes you there, your faith brings you further. You know, so that as long as you bear that in mind, hard work, perseverance, and then your faith alongside it, you'll go far.
Awards such as this recognises Muslim and Muslim communities' achievements. Do you think more events like this should be done in order to inspire young Muslims?
Not necessarily more events. I think there should be events that celebrate achievements by Muslim celebrities or sports personalities or even everyday people. But I think there should be more awards really, rather than the events itself. A lot of people come here for the dinners and for the glamour and so forth, but you know what you've got to really understand is that the hard work is out there happening, and that needs to be congratulated, definitely.
How's the evening so far?
Very good. The food's been very good. We've just had starters, so hopefully looking to catch on the main course now.
Have a good evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Simon, could you stay on stage for a moment? Simon, could you please present the next award, the Sankore University Award for Excellence in Education?
Thank you very much. You won't get a second speech, you'll say. It is a pity that Moeen Ali wasn't here, though. And can I just say how great it is to have a diverse English cricket team. Yeah. That's really, really important signal it sends around the world. If we can win against West Indies, that would be even better. But the winner of the Sankore University Award for Excellence in Education is the Nida Trust.
The Nida Trust is a charity that works with the community to educate young people through empowering and supporting students, teachers and parents. Over the past 10 years, the Trust has offered high-quality structured courses to teachers from full-time Muslim schools and supplementary schools and madrasas around the country. Through its leadership courses, the Trust has trained over 100 head teachers and senior Muslim school leaders. The Trust also supports teachers from mainstream schools through its You Teach program. The Nida Trust has deep roots within the Muslim community and has fostered excellence in education through a variety of other initiatives. Its Muslim Education Fair provides a platform for showcasing Muslim education in the UK, while its various awards celebrate the achievements of teachers, pupils and parents.
I really am taken aback. I really didn't think this would happen. I would like to accept this award on behalf of all the trustees, all the members and all the supporters who've worked tirelessly over the past 10 years to promote education amongst parents, amongst young people and also teachers. I'm a school teacher. I lead a school in London, and one of the things we say to the children, encourage, is for them to strive towards excellence and to be the best that they can be. And it really is inspiring coming here this evening to see so many people, especially the young people, who are striving towards excellence and being the best that they could be. Unfortunately, the Muslim community is still characterized by high crime rates and poor achievement and poor health. So there is a lot more to be done, and I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He gives all of us the tawfiq and the ability to continue the work that we do, because there is a lot more that needs to be done. Thank you so much to Muslim News for the award.
Thank you, Simon.
Congratulations on the award. How do you feel?
I feel really honoured. I'm very surprised. I didn't expect, because the other nominees were really of high quality. But I really am proud of the team, and it's kind of sinking in now. The last 10 years, we've been working really hard in the field of education, and I really am proud of the team.
What inspired you to go into the line of work that you do?
I'm a school teacher. I've been a school teacher for nearly 15 years. So education for me is what I've been doing for quite some time. And Needa Trust is an educational charity. We focus on developing young people. We focus on training teachers. We focus on also equipping parents in raising their children and supporting the education of their children. But what was really, I suppose, the motivation behind it is when we look at the Muslim community, we see that they are characterized by poor achievement when it comes to education, poor health, high crime rate. Simon Hughes on stage mentioned the high numbers of Muslims who are in the prisons, and we're talking about in London, we're talking about some of the prisons where, you know, a third of the inmates are of a Muslim background, and of course it's disproportionate because we don't represent a third of the country. So that really is something which is of a great concern to us. We believe that we can make a change, and I believe that the change can come through education. When we look at the inmates, when we look at, for example, the riots that took place a few years ago, we find that the levels of education are very low. And it's a simple equation. If we educate our youth, they will have choices, lots of choices, and hopefully they will make the right choices in life.
Talking about change, what advice would you give to tackle issues like Islamophobia?
I mean, of course, the issues such as Islamophobia do exist, but I think it's about knowing the other, and it's also about not changing the narrative of not sort of the them versus us. We need to be working with the other. With education, we talk about inclusion all the time. Okay, so we need to work together. We're far more similar in many ways than we are different, and it's about coming to those common terms and sitting down and solving some of the basic issues that face our society.
How are you enjoying tonight's event?
It's a really enjoyable event. We've done a lot of networking. The food's great as well, and there hasn't been a huge amount of entertainment, but I think that's yet to come. But you know, I think the awards have been really good. I think the speakers as well, those who've come up and won awards, and some of their messages have been really inspiring.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
The penultimate award of this evening is the Iman wa Amal Award, which translated literally means faith and action. To present this award actually is not a normal award where it's just done by nomination, but this is actually given by the independent panel of judges. So to say a few words about the whole judging process and to present this award, please welcome Rabbi Danny Rich, who is the Chief Executive of Liberal Judaism and the Chair of the independent panel of judges. Should we go off?
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum, good evening. Secretary of State, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great privilege to present the report of the judges of the Muslim News Awards for Excellence panel this evening. Before I deal with the substance, let me make it clear that no person associated with Muslim News, including its distinguished editor, played any part in the deliberations or decisions of the panel. And by the way, you wouldn't expect it because the panel are, as we all know, fairly independently minded people. And I just want to make reference to them. There's Abu Bakr on table 1, Esmat on table 5, Mahir on table 16, and Yasmin on table 4. So even if they're not here, let me thank them for the work that we did together. The panel, the details of whom are in your dinner brochure, please turn to page 44 if you want to know, included men and women, a spread of ages, backgrounds in Somalia, India, Bangladesh, Pakistan and Britain. And this is not the beginning of a joke, the members were a Muslim educator, a Muslim community worker, a Muslim politician, a Muslim public affairs consultant and a rabbi. The panel began as strangers, but they soon got down to their joint but very difficult task. As I hinted, each panel member is distinguished in their own field, and each had more than an equal say. Their personal qualities added to their experience of working as or with the Muslim community. And those qualities, with that experience, inevitably meant that each panel member had his or her own differing view, but clear winners eventually emerged in every category as we sat and worked together. I know I speak for all the panel's members when I say how privileged we were to get an insight into the creativity and commitment of hundreds of Muslim and other individuals and organizations to the arts, to business and enterprise, to health, to the media, to sport, to education, to Muslim causes, to Islamic thought, to community development, and perhaps most importantly, to global understanding and to community relations here in the United Kingdom. We were all particularly moved to learn of the efforts of children and young people. In conclusion, and before I present the award, which I seem to have mislaid, no, here it is, let me say this. If the more than 100 nominees represent just a tiny part of the British Muslim contribution to Britain, then it is fair to say that whatever happens in May, the future of the United Kingdom and its Muslim community will inevitably be an inspiring and fruitful one. As we say in Hebrew, Ken Yehi Ratzon, may that be the eternal God's will. And let us say Amen. The winner of the Imam wa Amal Special Award is the late Dr. Muhammad Abdul Jabbar Beg.
Dr. Muhammad Abdul Jabbar Beg was a distinguished historian of the Muslim world with an extensive reading list to his name. Despite his ill health, he managed to complete a comprehensive biography of Prophet Muhammad, upon whom be peace, after a thorough study of classical and modern sources, as well as writing more than 300 biographies of the Prophet's companions, published in a multi-volume series. He was perhaps the only Muslim historian with more than 20 entries to his credit in the prestigious and world-class The Encyclopedia of Islam. Dr. Beg was a widely read and erudite historian, as exemplified in his seminal work of 2006, Essays on the Origins of Islamic Civilization. The collection demonstrated the late academic's grasp of architectural history, the seerah, numismatics, urban development, social structures, early Islamic science, or music. His distinguished academic career was boosted after he gained a PhD from Cambridge University and took in lectureships around the world. The late Muhammad Abdul Jabbar sadly passed away after he was nominated for this award.
Thank you, and Assalamu alaikum. In accepting this honour on my family's behalf, I'd like to thank the judging panel for their decision and, well, the people whose nominations made it possible. My father, as you've heard, was quite ill when he heard of his nomination, and the news cheered him up somewhat. Despite being a historian, he was also something of an optimist, and he had hoped to be well enough to be here. And he would certainly have been very pleased to receive this award. Thank you all again.
Congratulations on the award. How does it feel to win such a prestigious award?
Well, thank you. As I said earlier, my father would have been very happy to actually win the award he was nominated for in the first place. This being a special award, I think he'd have been even more surprised, to be honest.
It's a shame your father wasn't here with us to celebrate this momentous moment. What advice would you give to young Muslims who wish to follow his footsteps and be an inspiration like your father was?
Well, practically speaking, I would suggest that if they do want to follow careers in Islamic history, to pay attention to, certainly when it comes to early Islamic history, to pay attention to earlier Middle Eastern languages rather than just simply Arabic. So Aramaic, say.
How are you finding tonight's event?
Well, I was quite calm about it until about 5 minutes ago.
Congratulations, have a good evening.
Thank you very much. So.
Well, it is now time for our final award of the evening. Now, this award, unlike the other awards, is not chosen by the independent panel of judges. In fact, it's a tribute given especially by the editor of the Muslim News. It is the Lifetime Achievement Award. The recipient of this award embodies the whole spirit of this whole operation and has been a dedicated servant to the Muslim community, but to the wider community as well. So can I please invite back Ahmed Versi, editor of the Muslim News Award, to present this.
And the winner of the Editor's Lifetime Achievement Award is Nazar Mustafa.
Nazar Mustafa, MBE, became a teacher in London in the 1950s and quickly pioneered education for multicultural contexts. Having held senior positions in London schools, he became an advisor to the then Inner London Education Authority and to the Greater London Council. At the same time, Nazar Mustafa devoted his spare time to improving the educational services and access of Muslim school children, starting at the burgeoning Islamic Cultural Centre. He went on to found and be the first president of the Muslim Teachers Association and the Muslim Education Coordinating Council. In all these roles, he campaigned tirelessly for Muslim schools to be placed on an equal footing with Christian and Jewish schools. He also lobbied for Muslims to have religious needs catered for and oversaw the introduction of halal meat at London schools. Nazar's community work goes beyond education. He served as chairman of the Croydon Mosque Social Services and vice president of the mosque itself. And he served as a trustee of Age Concern in Croydon. He was also made an award by the Teachers' Awards Committee. In 1998, he was conferred an MBE for services to Muslim education.
Assalamu alaikum. I am really grateful to Muslim News, Brother Ahmed Warsi, and his colleagues, and all of you who have supported me. When I came in 1956, I used to live at Warden Street, where the only gentleman came a few minutes ago, Brother Fakhruddin Suterwala. He is. After that, Institute of Education and Teachers Training I still remember the things have gone. The people will say, how could you go be a teacher in a country where they don't like the black people? I said, yes, it is not all of them are against the black people. It is the British people who give a good education system to India before the partition, at the time of Lord Curzon and others. These are the things which made me to stand over here at the age of 86 plus. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to our young people, to give them courage and to give us fighting with the odds. All the politicians, they are all trying to help each other. And it is our duty to help them. Thank you very much indeed. God bless you.
How does it feel to win this award?
Yes, thank you. I don't know. Since I came 56, I started teaching. I say, and mostly, honestly speaking, I learned from my Jewish friends. How did they achieve and just penetrate into the government? That was my thing all the time. To prepare the Muslims to penetrate in the political parties, whatever the parties you like, just become a member and try to rise.
So what would you say to young Muslims to inspire them to do better?
Work hard, be honest, and never try to cheat your colleague, your friend, and the government.
How do you find tonight's event? How did you find tonight's event?
How do
you find tonight's event? Did you like tonight's event?
I thoroughly enjoyed it because I know Ahmed Warsi when he started first, 25, 30 years ago. He's a very honest man, and I have a great respect for Muslim News.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I am grateful to you.
Well, I can barely believe it. The evening has flown by, and I found it particularly inspiring to see so much going on across generations. What are your reflections on tonight, Yasser?
Well, just like the coalition agreement is coming to an end, it seems that our coalition has to come to an end too, sadly. But honestly, but honestly...
Hey, let's not get political.
But honestly, you know, I think we've heard from people who've spent their whole lives dedicated to serving the British community. We've heard from young people who are starting off their lives serving the British community. I mean, what's not there to be inspired with? And actually, I kind of feel a little bit like I should be doing a bit more.
I agree. I mean, especially you should be doing a bit more, Yasser.
Thanks, Zara.
Now, it would be remiss of us to end without thanking all of those who have made tonight possible. So a sincere thanks to you, our special guests, Ed Miliband, Sadiq Khan, Nikki Morgan. Thank you for joining us this evening. And also a special, and Simon Hughes, thank you. I'm wearing the Lib Dem yellow in our coalition, so.
I'm multicolored, so it's all good. No political points.
A sincere thank you, of course, also to our sponsors. Now, I don't want to miss any of them out. So we have the Prestige Group, the Salam Centre, Islamic Relief, Muslim Aid, the Armed Forces Muslim Association, Dahab Shield, and TRS. Thank you all. Without you, we couldn't have this evening. A thank you also to the wonderful presenters of all the awards, and a thank you to Zafar Malik, who pro bono designed our wonderful brochure.
And we mustn't forget those wonderful volunteers who've just been serving with a smile. I think each one of them deserves an award, but let's give them a massive round of applause. And last, but by no means least, Ahmed Versi and the Muslim News team who've made this event possible and have constantly striven to improve the Muslim News for the last 26 years. A massive round of applause. As I mentioned earlier, the Muslim News has been going for 26 years. And the 25th anniversary was last year, so we're going to have an event to celebrate that, to mark the momentous occasion. The event will be later this year in September, so if anyone would like to sponsor the event or get involved or partake, do get in touch with the Muslim News. And remember, none of this is possible without the help of sponsorship, without the volunteers, and without your active participation. So please do get in touch with the Muslim News team if you can help in any way. Now, to be honest, I can hear Zahra's tummy rumbling. And I think I can hear a collective sort of rumbling of tummies. So I think Zahra and I will let you enjoy your dinner. It's a good night from Zahra.
It's a good night from Yasser.
Good night. Good night.